11, Manifestation Day. So we talking about Saturn today, hardships, SA, turn. SA mean earth in African culture. Turn. This is material. This is earthly. So today we dealing with Saturn. Right here, what you fear, your suffers, what you struggle with. And this is why this is a good placement so you can learn how to overcome your fears. So you can overcome what you're going through and what you're suffering with. So this is why this placement is so good today here. It's earthly, this Saturn. The earth turns. The earth turns. So your hardships, if you got Saturn in the third house of Gemini, your hardships would deal with communication. It would deal with communication. It would deal with communication. It would deal with talking. It would deal with uh, your mind. So you will have a hard time at a young age speaking, or you might be afraid to speak about something due to displacement, or you feel that people don't hear you good, that people don't listen to you, and so you don't want to speak because you feel like you ain't being heard. I got this placement too, which is Saturn in the third house, but I also got Saturn in Leo. So I'm gonna speak on all of that. So with this placement here, you the type early in the school years, you probably got a GED because you got kicked out, or you didn't pay attention, or you didn't went through in school. You probably had hardship with your siblings and stuff like that there. Until now, y'all might be cool today. At the hardship, there's a limitation. So time will run out where your hardship, your suffering, your fears will be over with as you continue to live, as you continue to go on. And so with this placement here, your hardship will be like, I want to speak the best. I want to be the best speaker. And you have a fear to speak because you felt that you've been challenged, or you want to be the best at what you do. So you growing, you learning how to speak in different ways. Like I speak Gullah Geechee. I had to train myself. So I play with words a lot, vocabularies and things of that nature. So this deals with, we got Saturn in the third house of Gemini, having a problem connecting with people. You don't want to talk because you don't know. Somebody might chop you down. You know what I'm saying? You don't want nobody to chop you down. You don't want nobody to cut you down. So you say, well, I'm gonna hold it. I'm gonna hold it. I ain't gonna even say it. Or you could over talk to when somebody's intelligent, you could chop them down. Also, you could chop them down. So it goes both ways. Or people might envy the way you speak. You might speak very good in a professional way and be very skilled. So deal with mastery. So after all this over, you will master yourself and know how to speak. And with this placement here, you know what to say and when to say it. So that's a good thing. You be one of the best communicator and very professional and very skilled, and don't say all type of words with this placement. And so when dealing with your mind, you might fear to put your intelligence out there because people might don't respect it, or they might want to challenge it, and you don't like people to challenge your thoughts. So right here, there could be a hard time where you could go hard on people who do challenge your thoughts. You can snap on them because you know how to tear them down because you're very structured, you're very organized. So right here, it makes a person who organizing thoughts, who like to organize your thoughts, who like to reason out things, who like to put your thoughts together and make sense of things. If it don't make sense and don't add up, there's no proof, there's no evidence, you will not go for anything. These people don't go for anything. Or you could be the type that follow others, but other than that, most likely you're not. You would just have a hard time like hearing people out too. So it could go both ways. So let me read some of the stuff I got on this paper right here. Gemini automatically, the third house is people who about new information, new knowledge. So you can struggle with that. New information, the details. You can skip over the details. But also you could be the one who overdo it, who love knowledge so much you wake up with knowledge. You know what I mean? So I deal with mental stipulation. So So stimulating your mind, a person got to be organized. They got to know what they're talking about. Like sometimes you could be the type when somebody on YouTube, sometimes you could look at them speak, but sometimes you don't want to hear them speak because they're not speaking proper enough for you or fast enough for you. But sometimes you might be like, okay, you can listen to anybody. Sometimes you say, no, I don't feel like this today because they ain't speaking correctly. You see, with this placement, when you got Saturn in the third house or Gemini, this what this brings right here. And also those, because this deals with Mercury. Mercury deal with the freedom of spirit, choice, and movement right here. And so this could be very complicated placement. I'm gonna get to you in a minute, Andre, Andrea. Oh yeah, this is about having an understanding of the human nature and connecting with people. So your hard time will be like dealing with your siblings, or you might worship your siblings, or give honor to your siblings a lot. Unless in your natal chart you got a lot of air signs, like I got a lot of air signs, so it helped me out. But but the average person would still struggle with speaking if they don't have nothing to back it up, like Mercury or air in the natal chart to back it up, like a Virgo or Gemini or Aquarius, like air signs like that, or Libra, to help them back it up so they can have a hard time speaking and expressing themselves. And because sometimes they feel like they're not getting enough honor when they speak, they feel like people always going against it, or people always don't hear them out. They always ignoring it. And sometimes it actually happen like that where people ignore what they say they can speak, and people could see how sharp they is, and you know you sharp, but people can like go against what you say. So that what this deals with. And your mind could be sharp, but you don't want to put it out there because always got people on to challenge you. So also this deals with change. You might don't want to change. It might be hard for you to change because this is the third house. We got Saturn in the third house. It also deals with the human nature. I don't really need this paper, even though I got so much knowledge, so much stacks of paper that I wrote on my own. What I had to do, interpret it my own way. I picked some of the stuff, but I interpret it my own way. And I got so many stacks. I got like box and piles of stuff of knowledge. So when you got Saturn in Leo or the fifth house, I'm going on. This is more like because I got Saturn and Leo too. So my thing is leadership. Don't want to be out in the open, don't really want to be a leader like that, or go against authority figures, or bucking against them, rebellion. Because this is a strong placement once you get aligned with it. These people could be like, shock the world, be like a major cause in the world because this is Saturn and Leo. You got to understand, Saturn is a powerful force, and Leo is too. It's the sun. So you got darkness and the sun together. So when you balance that out, it's like this with me now. You know what I'm saying? I don't have trouble stepping in the forefront. I never did. My thing was letting other people have the forefront. So now I can let you lead too. I can let you lead now. I can let you take control now. I can let you do your thing now. Because this Saturn and Leo, the hardship will be with leadership. The hardship will be having fun. So I take everything serious and used to snap, snap, snap. Because this is Saturn. But now I could be very playful, very joking. I joke too much, overdo it, because this could go to the screen too. And so now, because you got Saturn right here, you could have trouble like even like having kids right here. When you got Saturn in this house, the fifth house or Leo, because Leo deal with the kids, you might have trouble having kids. You might like kids, love kids, but might have trouble, or might don't have no kids, or might have least amount of kids, or you can have a whole bunch of kids. So this house, we got Saturn in this house, it's all about discipline and getting organized in your later years. A lot of people have their kids when they get older. When you got Saturn in the house of Leo, a lot of people have their kids when they get older, and if they do have them young, they will go through things with their kids. You see what I'm saying? And it could be like dealing with dominant energy, where they're going back and forth, or they can want their kid to be dominant. You know what I'm saying? The kid might just don't be that. They might have to install that in their kid. Because this the house, it's Saturn in Leo. Saturn in the fifth house deal with leadership. So right here, with this placement here, what I had to do, master myself and give other people the flow. Like I don't always have to be the forefront. I know who I am. I know that I'm a leader to myself. I'm not here to be nobody leader, but I'm here to show people how to become a leader. See, this called mastery because Saturn is mastery. So I will master this, and that's what I did. So master is that I'm here to show people to be a leader so they can become their own leader. You see? so they can become their own leader right here. So that's why now a lot of people I don't inspire, and I don't help people at a young, even when I was doing wrong, I put inspiration to people to become their own leader. The weak, I help make strong. So this is the type of placement this is. And that's why they say this placement here could be people who like world rulers. But I ain't the world ruler. But I'm just saying, with according to what they say, this could be people who be known in the world for something. Leave a mark. Saturn want to leave a mark. And Leo is natural shine, love the spotlight. So these people can have trouble with the spotlight and want to be in the spotlight until later years, until they get into it, and then they notice they was good and they were made for the spotlight. See what I'm saying? So when you got Saturn in the fifth house or Leo, that's what this be about right here. You know what I'm saying? So they have to listen to their heart. They can't just go by practical intelligence all the time or evidence. Their heart, intuition speaks to these people. So if a person got Saturn in the 12th house of Pisces, because I put to do Pisces too, right here, we talking about Pisces. My main thing of doing this video, because I hear people comment say, well, do Saturn in the third house. And they say, or they'll be like, how about Saturn and Pisces of the 12th house? I don't have no problems. You know, I love the request. I got so many videos on this channel on the same topic, but I could do it again because I could do it better. Every time you do it again, you do it better. You do it mastery, you see? That Virgo energy moon makes me do things over and over and over. I don't every time you don't think it's better. You want to do better every time. I want to make 100 videos on the same topic. I might make 1,000 videos on the same topic. And every time I get better, you see, that's Virgo, with that professionalist type stuff. But I had to master that too. So Saturn in the 12th house of Pisces. Okay, Pisces deals with spiritual energy. We know that, right? Everybody know that Pisces is very psychic and very tuned with emotions and feelings and things of that nature. So with this house here, your hardship will be dealing with the spiritual realm where you see spirits, you might have nightmares, you might go through some things, you might be super emotional, super sensitive, and can't control yourself, want to be alone, don't want to mess with nobody. You know what I mean? Because you're going through it and you like to handle your problems on your lonely. Because it's Saturn in the 12th house of Pisces, or Saturn in Pisces, aka or Saturn in the 12th house. You will go through this. So your hard shit would deal with the spiritual realm, you know, being attuned with your emotions, you know, want to be alone. Don't not thinking you creative and scared to put your creative skills out there, or scared to express your emotions. And you have a lot of them. So you want to be alone. So you want to be separate from people all the time, and stuff like that. You might want to be with people, but it'd be hard for you to correlate with people. So you all want to be around. You need alone time or isolation time, because this is Saturn hardship, which you fear. You fear stuff like people coming at you, picking on you, or people saying things so foul. So you want to escape. You have hardship with drugs, alcohol, so you can be locked in, because Saturn could be locked in on something. Locked in, it'd be hard for you to get off drugs and alcohol. It'd be hard for you to do anything, because once you locked into on something, you locked in until your later years, until you learn. So, because Saturn deals with teaching and experience. Saturn is the best teacher, could deal with experience when it comes to experience. So after you experience drugs and alcohol, you could be the best A&A counselor, or the best counselor in general by sharing your experience. So Saturn in this house is people who like to structure things, but the spirit go against it at the same time. So they have warfare against being practical and a spiritual self. They want to be the spiritual self, but they feel the need to be secure with money or material things and things like that. But it don't work all the time, because that don't make them happy. They want to be spiritual, but they know they got to be comfortable. They got to feel good. So they want to do a business. Sometimes they can feel to go out and they get too lazy and get too comfortable, get stuck in the rut. And it's hard for people to work or get a job with this placement right here. See, my family life, you got Saturn and Pisces, the fourth house. Okay, your Saturn in the fourth house, that's in the home. So your hardship would deal with family, deal with the home life. And your hardship, you would go through things to where you learn how to deal with your family. So you learn how to be organized. You love to be organized. You love to be neat. If you don't be organized, you might just go berserk. So you got to be organized. You got to So even having a business in the home is good. You got to be organized. You got to be neat. So having a business in the home is very good for you, like that there, because this is where you be comfortable at. So having a business in the home, handling your business in the home, you know what I mean. So you feel good when you can provide for your family. You feel good when you could do things for your family. So right here, this could be a good placement too. But also you go through hardship when dealing with your family. Put your emotions too much, get too involved in your mother or people in your family. You know what I'm saying? Well, y'all go back and forth and stuff like that. And so you might be scared to express your emotions or how you feel and hold a lot in, and your people want you to spill it out because this what this deals with. The same thing with Saturn in the 12th house. These people could be scared to express their emotions. They could be scared. They could fear to express their emotions because that what Saturn deal with. Having fear, having a hard time, get your emotions out, and they don't want to express themselves, so they want to heal alone. So it's for people to master this so they could heal alone. See, that's a fact. I always love, oh, yeah, that's right. I deal with real estate too. Yep. Deal with the home life. Your family leaving something for you. Also, you can go bankrupt, all type of stuff, because it deals with the money, the hardship. But when you do, after you get older, you will overcome all that. So, you know what I'm saying? That's what it deals with. But it's according to you too. But as long as you in the right state of mind, you'll be good in your later years. That's good. I mean, so right now, if you're in your 30s, 40s, you might be doing good riding with this wave because this deal with mastery, mastering your intuition, your inner self. Once you let your emotions go through and express yourself through your emotions, and this when they can feel the real side of you, the real practicality side of you. So you need to express yourself more right here. Also, tap into the ancestors, looking within, you know what I mean? Tapping into the ancestors right here and have the ancestors, use the ancestors for everything you do, every practical thing you do. Give honor to the ancestors. No matter if you drive a car, if you walk, if you're in a park, if you're in the ocean, give honor to the ancestors. Because Saturn deal with the earthly life, but you in the water house, so you give all honor to the ancestors right here and your family, you know what I'm saying? Because you're the type who definitely love family and who want a family, but you could be the type who might don't have no family. People in this house, they could be the type who don't have a family for real. And so they have other means where they go to shelters and have to build them a family. But when they build them a family, it'd be a strong bond with friends and stuff like that there. When you got Saturn in the fourth house. So it could be like that, or Saturn in Cancer. When you're dealing with that, it's hardship when dealing with this right here. So which I understand that people in this house they might want to build a family, but they might go through so much till they don't want a family, and this they could be very suicidal. Saturn can make people very suicidal too. So with this being said, uh, mastering your emotions is the key, but you have to express it and get it out. Because Saturn already don't want to express emotion, but it's emotion how. That's why I have trouble right here. You know what I mean? So the reason why you have trouble because you don't be your real self. You don't express your real self when you got Saturn in Cancer or the fourth house. Now, when you got Saturn in the first house, this is more of the fourth house. The first house is more of yourself. So you have more trouble with your image. You want your image to look good all the time. And what you fear how you carry yourself. You want to be neat and look groom up and be the sharpest person. And so you trying to do things to take care of yourself. Quick hustles, some of anything. These people here could be strippers and talking about females, or they could sell dope or drugs because they're trying to keep the image right, their self right. And so anybody who come against that image, they can go very hard upon because they love their good image. So Saturn is also a planet that love respect. So people with Saturn go hard if they don't have their respect. So this is like a dominant energy, aggressive energy, but also serious energy. So these people, if it's in the first house, you can be very calm but very serious at the same time. When it comes to getting money, it's easy for you to do. But at the same time, you can struggle with it because you don't know who to trust and who to do business with. Just do it yourself and your personality, your persona, very organized, very neat right there. That's how you like things to be. And if you're not neat and organized, you don't feel comfortable because Saturn deals with that. If it's in the first house, it's part of who you are, part of yourself, part of your personality, part of your mind, part of your body, part of how you look. So you can have either that young glow look, like that earth. You can be earthly, either that earth look, but it could be hard according to the hard, rough look or the young, glowing look. So you got Saturn can go both ways. They could look one of the most beautiful people or hard according to how their mind is, how their mindset. So these people automatically have an earthly look. A lot of them have like round heads, round bodies, square like you know, like hardship, work hands and stuff like that. Unless, like I say, unless according to their mind right, they have soft hands. Some of the most beautiful people, especially the women. Um, so these people here, they're gonna try to do things because they want to provide for themselves. It's all about taking care of themselves. So they can at a young age, if it's in you got Saturn in the first house or Saturn in Aries, these people won't go hard to take care of themselves. So they get out the house young. So they get out young because they want to provide for themselves. They want to do things for themselves and stuff like that. There, if they don't get out young, they at least do things for themselves at a young age, get a job or whatever. So you got Saturn in the first house. So definitely they more serious than the regular Aries, you know what I'm saying? So these type of people could be very dangerous because that fiery energy at the same time. But they cool, but they can have trouble being dangerous. They can have trouble like an Aries straight go getter. They can have trouble going to get it. And they could fear doing certain things. So don't be careful in everything they do. They could be slow to speak very slowly and carefully because they want to be careful what they say. So that's when you got Saturn in the first house of Aries. So now, when you got Saturn in his own house, which is the 10th house, these people are very career oriented. You know what I mean? They love careers are very important to them. Sometimes it's more important than their own family. And so right here, they can have problems like with their family. Like if they married, they can have a problem get divorced because their jobs is more important. Saturn could be very helpful, but also very dangerous according to the people. That's why balance is the key with Saturn always. So in this house here, these are go-getters and they have good jobs and good careers in this house. The same as Saturn in the second house, they have good jobs and good careers because they hustlers in the second house and Taurus. And Taurus already the money sign, hustling, so they go get it. Just like Cancer is a money sign. Cancer is a money sign too. Don't get me wrong. They'll provide for the family, go get it, like they're there. So when Saturn is in the 10th house, these people here, they present gonna be big. They want to be big, but they're gonna be serious because they want to always move up the ladder. It could be on the good side or the downside. They can move up the ladder and rank. It could be like in the organization, in the army. They feel good and comfortable in a setting like that. And they love to move up, to be under somebody. You would think they want to be under somebody to follow them, but they will be loyal to that person just so they can move up. And some of them with this placement, they'll follow the proper percussions or the proper steps to move up with this placement here. But some of them won't. Some of them would cheat, harm, hurt, use bribery, anything to get that position. Because Saturn deal with that position. Saturn always deal with status. It deal with rank. It deal with royalty. It deal with uh, working to elevate. Because these people don't mind more than anybody to work themselves up the ladder. So that's why Saturn or Earth signs is very important because they work their way up the ladder with no problem, especially Capricorn or Saturn energy because they want to be the goat. The goat. Now the goat go up and reach the mountaintop, that's what they want to be. So of course you got a lot of Freemasons under this here. They be up under there, under this energy here. They love the Capricorn energy. You see a lot of number fours and eight birthdays under this here, as far as presidents and stuff, 22s, 22s, 13s, and fours and eights. All of them be up under this. Because Saturn is also in number eight. So they be up under this. There's two numbers that Saturn got, fours and eights. So we talk the pitchfork. So Saturn is the GOAT. That don't mean that you're part of Freemasonry now. I'm just saying the energy that it carries. It's a good energy now because it helps you to achieve and get things done and be loyal. Everybody wants somebody to loyal, right? These people be a good provider, even though these people can cheat very well and everything else, but with the Saturn energy itself. But these people be very loyal. They'll be very, very loyal with this energy, Saturn. And so we talking about Saturn in the 10th house. You can achieve, you want to achieve something big, or eventually you will achieve something big. If you don't, then you're on the opposite side. Be very pessimistic and very sad, like, and very suicidal. Because these people, they don't achieve goals, they go through things. They go to mentally ill, mental problems because they want to achieve. They're all about business, and so status. So when you see a lot of people who on the internet and they be so thirsty to reach the top, and if they don't, they go crazy. Well, these are the Saturn people. Look at their placement. Look at the Saturn placement. When you see people do interviews and they say anything against another person, so they can cause a lot of drama on the internet, so they can get some money, or they can move up, or they can get big status. Look at their placement. I don't want to call no name, but look at their placements. I mean, see if they got Saturn. I bet you Saturn somewhere in there, or Pluto. Pluto or Saturn is in there. Saturn more what I'm talking about right now because it's career oriented. These people are very goal oriented, so it's very important. So Saturn helps in life. This help builds the world structure. How you think the slaves built up this country through Saturn, Capricorn, and Cancer energy? Cancer is more the nurturing, feeling type energy. So you understand that Saturn is very important when dealing with organizations and structures. When you talk about people who are part of organizations or who the leader of an organization, look at Capricorn or look at Saturn. So you got your Saturn in Capricorn or the 10th house. Look at that. See where they got their Saturn at. See where they got their Saturn at. Those who head the organization. Those who part of gang leaders. See where they got their Scorpio or Pluto at. I mean, or Saturn or Capricorn. So these would be the top gang leaders who know how to, who get away with a lot of stuff. Even though a person might have a Libra sun or a Libra moon or a Libra rising or any other sign, see where they Scorpio at in their natal chart, or see where their Pluto at, or see where their Saturn at, or see where their Capricorn at. And this is how you know why they do what they do. That's why I love astrology, because it paints a picture. Not only your sun, your moon, and your rising, but you got other stuff in your natal chart that it can tell you about, even how long you live. It said for me, I live a long time. I always say that I'm gonna live to be 100. You know what I mean, but it also says a lot of other stuff too, you know. So it tell you why you hurt and why you go through pain, why I go through stomach pain, why I used to, because I had the cancer and I had the Virgo energy. Now I understand all that. So by me having the Libra sun, you see the shine, the Libra sun in the 5th house. So I'm gonna look kind of fly a little bit, my own style, but back on to the Saturn track. But I'm just trying to show you how important astrology is. Let me see what the person got right here. Let me read some of these comments because I really put to just do Saturn 3rd house and the 12th house. Uh, your Saturn is in the 4th house. I done did Pisces in the 4th house. Let me see. Hello to you too. Your moon is in the third house too. Okay. Gemini part of your emotion, picking up on people thoughts, symbolism, signs, knowledge, information, that way your mind stay. That's like a need to you. You do this, you probably wake up on the internet looking for information, looking for something, you know what I'm saying? Or watching something because you're looking for information, like to hear people talk. It's not because you're trying to follow them or be like them. It's just that you want the information that come out of people. So people who have that Gemini or that air sign type energy, sometimes they socialize just to get information from people. I want y'all to realize that. They ask you a question so they get a whole bunch of information. Hey, honey, I see you. I already talked about your Pisces placement or Pisces in the 12th house. You're a true Pisces. That's all that's saying. Old soul, truly spiritual, truly divine. And these people look beautiful. And that's why you're so creative, honey. I see you on TikTok. You're so creative. Like, I'm like, wow, you know, that's the type of energy you carry because you got Pisces in the 12th house. And if somebody got Saturn in Pisces, they struggle with that until later. Then they master that. That's why they always trying to be good at that. Be good at being creative, being good at being spiritual, a spiritual teacher, or being to spiritual works, because they're trying to be their best. So I'm gonna watch this from beginning at 2 times speed to catch up real quick. Oh, okay. I started with Gemini. So you're gonna have to skip a little bit further, and then I went to Pisces, I think, next. But she's one of the reasons I did this, y'all, this video. Thank you too, honey. But she's very creative on TikTok. Honey's very super creative, talented. So your moon is conjunction to Saturn. So you got an emotion mind, very serious. Mastering your emotions is the key. It's connected. It's conjunct. They blend in. Only thing conjunction mean to blend in is like one. The moon and Saturn is basically one. So you add the moon traits with Saturn. So your emotions be organized. Your psychic gifts and abilities. Sometimes you might feel you need to reason out things, or concrete evidence, even though you can read people, but you want to make sure that you got things right. Because Saturn deal with profession too. Saturn deal with profession. So you want to make sure you got things right when your moon conjuncted to Saturn. And also to make sure a medium where you can feel energy in your body. Because the moon deals with energy itself. It is deal with the inner self. It deal with going within. It deal with feeling energy within. It deal with feeling. And so me, since I got the moon dominate my chart, or water dominate my chart, and water grand trine, that's all I do. I love a good feeling. I feel good. Like somebody who speak a good conversation. I feel it. I feel it within me. And this is what turns me on sometimes. Sometimes I go to dance, and sometimes I go to get honey. I ain't gonna lie. It's a good because it's a feeling. It's about the feeling. It's sort of like a pleasure feeling, like Venus effect. Because I also got Libra, but I'm just saying, like the moon, you feel. Something feels so good to you. It can spark up your whole being. But something feel bad to you. What I do, since I channel energy, or I'm around bad energy, I come to my sacred spot. It could be the room, it could be out of nature, and I meditate. And when I meditate, what I do, I feel that energy, and I just imagine, and I think about that this energy is it disappear. And next thing you know, the energy disappear. I feel good again. I meditate for a minute and make this energy go away. Just imagine my mind moving this energy out my body, the bad energy, like that there, and it works. I heal myself too. I heal myself and everything. Like somebody ill or something, what I do, I put a protective energy around me. That's a good thing about feeling and being able to control your energy. You can put like a protective energy around you. So I want y'all to understand that. I see 1111, 11 people, 11 likes. Okay, this is November 11th. You got Pete the sign. Pete the sign, 11, 11, 11, 11. You know, I love numbers, right? That 12 messed me up. 11, 11. Mess us up. But it ain't mess us up. That's cool. But 11, 11. 11. Okay, now, when you can feel energy, it's about how things feel to you. Like, I can live by what she says. Let me see what Honey says. Let me see what Honey says. She says, I feel like it's doing too many things at once and keeping all the interest. I feel like it's doing too many things at once, keeping all the interest. Okay. You'll master it because you just got to keep doing it. Keep doing what you do. Stay creative. Your birthday tomorrow. Happy birthday, Bronze Beauty. Everybody put happy birthday in the comment for Bronze Beauty. But anyway, that's love. But anyway, what I was saying is Saturn is a powerful placement. It's very powerful. Very powerful energy. Pluto and Saturn. These most like the dark side. Oh, thank you too. That's how love come back. When people tell you happy birthday, saying come back to them. You see, that's why I do good things for people, because it comes back. People don't believe in that. They talking about karma. It's the energy you put out. It's all about the energy. It's all about the energy. The energy that you not only you receive, but the energy you put out. So if I got this good energy, I show love. I show love. I do that all the time. Even in the real world, I give out things, give things. Not only give things, but I give my time to people. Not only out there, but also online, I give my time to people. So it come back, the love come back. Well, people appreciate it because some people need that healing. Some people just want you to listen to them. So by you knowing this, Saturn in the third house, or Gemini, because I told you I got Saturn in the third house, you know that you will go through things that deals with communication. So once you learn to listen to people and you master this placement, you'll be fire with it. Because Saturn deal with mastery now. Whatever house it's in, you go through it for a minute, struggle. But if you keep on like practicing and staying into mastering whatever the house represent, like for example, Libra. If you master like uniting with people, being with people, socializing, eventually you will get it. Some people it's hard for them to socialize because they got Saturn in the seventh house or Libra. And so if you got Saturn in Virgo, the sixth house, sooner or later setbacks. Sooner or later you will master healing. You'll master that. You'll go through things where you get sick, and it require you to learn how to master how to heal. And you can be a herbalist with this place, one of the best. But also you'll master like serving people, helping people. Like you might don't want to deal with all type of people because you feel some type of way. Or you might want to, but you might be scared to help people because you're scared that people would dish you and stuff like that there. So, but after a while, you will master that where you'll be good at that. Once you continue to, because this is the house of health. Saturn in the sixth house or Virgo is the house of health. Wow, I think that's happening already. That's right. That's right. This is the house of health. So deal with healing. So Virgos, we got healing hands. I'm a Virgo moon too. Healing hands where energy flow through the hand like Reiki. Healing hands. So my thing is this right here. I know about Virgo. Virgo energy, Saturn and Virgo, or the sixth house. After you master yourself, you'll know how to heal in all ways. But see, the thing about Saturn, people with this placement, they be slow to learn because they're trying to get it. And sometimes they fear to put it out there. But after they master whatever subject and take them time, but after a while, when they master that area of life, they will be the best or one of the best because they got it in them. They just want to make sure and they want to know their skills. So they're going to be certain about their skills. And also when they master one skill, they want to master another, and another. If you're creative and you master drawing, now they want to master rapping. Now they want to master this. That's the Saturn energy. They always want to master something. Always want to be an expert at something. So they might take up one trade, and want to take up another trade. So this is the Saturn energy. That's just the Saturn energy. They want to take another trade or they want to try something else. So they go for goals after goals after goals. But sometimes it could lead them to not have a family because they be so busy all the time. It could lead them to skip the family part of life because they be so busy. You know what I'm saying? So Saturn people could be the loners due to they're ambitious to work so hard. They're ambitious to get it. They're ambitious because they're goal oriented. So yeah, I got to watch out for that. People with the Saturn place right here. I mean, because you got to balance it out. You need your family. Your family good. I know you want to provide for your family, but you got to take time out for them or make a way for people. Then you'll see this how you win. You say, oh, that's why I win. It's balance. I'm already getting the money, the cheese, but I'm being with my family more too. You see? But also it's for you not to be too much into your family or too much into other people. You also got to go get it too. So it's either or. See, I raised my daughter and now I'm raising my son. Okay. What's your sign? Let me look at it again. Your sign, I got 5 placements in the third house. Okay, you got a stellium right there. You got a balance right there, Bronze Beauty. You got Saturn and you got Uranus. You got the higher mind, Uranus, and you got the lower self, Saturn. I'm forced to figure out how to incorporate them into my work. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You got to you find a way. You got to find a way. And that's how it be. Or you might lose them, so you got to find a way, you know what I'm saying? Because that's what the energy carry, that force. You got the Aries sun, that's powerful. Go get her. Your energy on 10 then. Your energy is on 10. Aries people are so impulsive, but while you have a Saturn there, it kind of helps you out, though. Kind of ground you to listen more. People got stuff like Saturn or Earth signs. It helped them to not be so impulsive, balance it out. Sometimes they could be, and sometimes they'll be more balanced than the average Aries. Sun sign. Let me see. Just like you got Saturn and Scorpio, you have a hard time focusing, a hard time when dealing with power. Always want to fight. These people stay in the fight, or they stay battling with people of authority, even the father, because the Scorpio energy right here. So they can have a hard time with their finances, a hard time getting it up because they want to be good at financial things. They could be stingy right here when you got Saturn and Pluto together. Because this deals with organized power. This deals with because Saturn is organized and Pluto is power and transformation. So these people are always changing for the better because they want to do better. Or wealth, because they would change. Pluto did with change. So Saturn people want to be stuck, but Pluto gonna force them to change. The most powerful planet in the universe, and Saturn powerful too. So the people could be very good at what they do, which means good in leadership, good leaders, because Pluto and Saturn pretty much leader type energy. So they like positions of power. They don't want to hear what you say or I say. They don't ride people's coattails. So the thing is, they want to see black and white, the truth or a lie, the truth or fakeness. So you're either gonna be real or not with this placement right here. Because I said, thank you so much. Thank you too, I said, Banks. The truth or not. Because if you don't speak the truth, they don't want to mess with you. They love the truth and they like real people. These people like real people when you got Saturn, even with the conjunction, Saturn, the same thing, like, I know y'all be thinking that it'd be different. It's the same like Saturn in Pisces, if you got Saturn and Neptune, be some of the same stuff. Some of the same stuff, like with the conjunction. You got Saturn conjunction to Neptune. If you got Saturn square to Neptune, it's gonna be a little different. It'll be more rougher, more harder. But when you overcome, you'll be more powerful. Which I got to realize that a lot of successful people got squares and oppositions. A lot of squares of opposition they chart. What they go through a lot. They overcome a lot. But they also got a lot of Saturn too. They got Saturn too. But they overcome stuff. You know what I mean? And they take what you and I say just to achieve. So what does Saturn's, let's see, hold up. What house does Saturn like the most? Oh, the 10th house. It is with Capricorn. Or 10th house. Or Libra too. It do good in Libra, but it do good in his own house too. Yeah, Saturn do good with Libra because it get Libra the discipline and organized mind. Because Libra already got the mind, and sometimes Libra mind be all over the place. So it do good in Libra too. You're right, honey. I think you study a little bit. But it do good in his own house too, the 10th house. So the 7th and 10th house. But also it could do good. It could do good in Taurus. Taurus too. You know what I mean? But that's sometimes that's too much with Taurus because Taurus already Earth. Saturn can be fixed in whatever it do. So with the Libra, it could do very good. People be very spiritual because they can feel it within themselves. So Saturn placement makes you master at something or want to be an expert at something. Makes you go through challenges at the early years. Like in school, like with me, I was a bad kid, but I was smart. I mean, I was wild so Saturn make people don't complete school till the later years to get more educated. People like, wow, you smart. Like that there. You see Capricorn and Libra are, yeah, cardinal signs. You're right. And Aries and the Cancer. And cardinal means all these four would take initiative and they would get the job done. They can be go-getters. It is that Libra would do it in a mind way. Cancer would do it in an emotional way. And Capricorn would do it in a practical way, earthly way. And Aries would do it in a fiery way. That's just it. So you gotta whatever fire represent, it would do it in the take action way, crunk way. You know what I'm saying? And Libra would do it in the thinking way, thinking, reason out, logic. Um, but it take initiative because cardinal means that they create something new. So these people can be very rebellious. All the cardinals can be rebellious against thoughts because they're trying to create something new. And it also means starting out new because they start out the seasons, right? So you got to understand, they start out the season. So Libra creating a new way of thinking. Cancer creating a new way of handling their emotions, a new way of creating emotions. Uh, Capricorn thinking a new way of getting the job done, a business, or a new way of building something. And Aries thinking a new way of creating something, a new way to be, a new way to act. So with this being said, now y'all understand, cardinal signs is very powerful because it's a leader signs. Leader, that's all it means, leader. But none are better than the other because I got a mutable Virgo as a moon sign. Mutable is more adapting, so they get knowledge from everywhere. These people are some of the fun-loving, adaptable people because they can adapt to anything. I would adapt in the earth way, practical way. Like you see, I'll be a tree, I'll be sand, then I'll be a flower. So that's the earth way. I'll be a gemstone, I'll be a crystal. Okay, if it's Sagittarius, they would just be in the light bulb or the sun, or they gonna always expand because they were expansion. So they're just in many ways to deal with electricity or fire or something like that. Now, Gemini would adjust when dealing with thoughts in the air. They'd be all over the place. They could be in earth, wind, fire. I mean, they could be in the earth. They could be in electricity, or they could be in water. So Gemini can go in all of them. You know, so they could be anything they choose to be. They be 100 people, 100 different people. And according to their mind, they can experience things in their mind. And they can feel like they you, they him, they her. They could be boy, girl, man, woman, everything. So now, who else mutable? I said Virgo. Uh, Pisces. Pisces could be in the area emotion field because they're adaptable. They can be sad, happy, joy, any emotion. And they can understand any emotion because they're adaptable to knowledge on area emotions. Now, this makes Virgo, since it's deal with Mercury and Earth, they can be adaptable when dealing with thoughts. They could be adaptable when dealing with the mind, communication. So they're good when dealing with many expressions, but in a realistic way. They can call you out when you're not realistic in many ways, or they can adjust to that. Now, Gemini can adapt when dealing with thoughts, any form. They could be anything. So that is how it works. Sagittarius could adjust to anybody religion, philosophy, anybody thought, or even adapt to anybody travels or cultures or fun. So that's how it works. Now, fixed signs, when people say fixed, people always think things is bad. You might have that in your chart. Fixed is good in a way because it depends on what you fixed on. So if they fix on the right thing, these people be loyal. People want that. Nobody, there's no too much loyalty in the world. Um, and plus, they get the job done. Out of all signs, fixed and earth signs get the job done. Fixed, fixed signs get the job done. Who don't want that? They complete a task. Once they get started, they might not start off a task like a cardinal sign, but they will finish the job. They might not be the expression of the task like the mutable sign, but they will finish the task. Cardinal sign will start it off and create the event. The mutable will be the one who express it and carry it out, and then the fixed sign will be the one who finish it off, or be the one who had the wisdom behind all this. See what I'm saying? So if fixed signs have the wisdom behind it, all the storage of knowledge, and 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 the cardinals carry it out by creating it. So the cardinal sign done created a plan off that. Then you got your mutable sign who's gonna really express it, who's gonna really be the spokesperson of that, and gonna bring it out. So that's how it works. So I'm just giving y'all a little bit of so you can understand how cardinal fix. Then you can create your own to it. You can create. See, the thing is, you have to create your own to it. To it too, it will make sense after a while because you'll click on. Okay, another scenario using the elements. Air. Everything is almost in the air. Even the ground get air and have sand in the air. And when it rain, water in the air, and then the sun. So air deals with being in the past, the present, and the future. So air deals with being in all of that. So air signs are like that. Just think of air signs like that. Okay, now think of the earth. The earth is solid. You know what I mean? So you can't hardly move earth. So they will be strong, forceful. They'd be like a rock, loyal. So think of water. Water purify things. Water wash things. Water clean things. So now think of energy, which is fire, electricity. So we need that. We need that to live, just like the air. The air is connected to that definitely. They're all connected together. So we need that energy so we can live, so we can be hyper. We need to be able to run around and move around, movement. So now this is very powerful right here. Now we put this together. We got water. The water is the soul essence. We got fire, which is the spirit. We got air, which is the mind, and we got earth, which is the body. All need each other, but it all starts in the mind on this plane of existence. But it started with spirit first. It started with spirit, but when you come into this plane of existence, you need your mind to reach the spirit again. You need your mind to be able to think of how to get there. So you need the air signs for that. They like the middle ground to get you to your higher self and lower self, the air signs. But you need your emotions to be able to feel what's going on, to be able to know what's going on. And this is how you came into the world with the same energy with that. When you came into the world as a baby could feel their way through things. That was first. They came in the earth form, and then it was the emotions. It started from spirit, but they came from the water, which is emotions, and they became earthly. So they had their earthly body and their emotions. So they can feel their way. They can giggle. You can say things and they go to giggling and laughing because they know you're being funny without even really saying nothing. And they cry for what they want. They did not manipulate already. So then as you grow, your mind is what's needed. Your mind is what's needed to reach back to the spiritual realm. So that's why they say being reborn again. Your mind is needed. And so before you leave here, you be very divine and tuned to go back into the womb, back into the ocean again. So ocean is very powerful, even though it's emotion, but it turns into spiritual water. So all the elements work good together. All the elements work good together. So that's a good thing. So this is very powerful live right here. We got Saturn in Aquarius. You have a hard time being friendly or humanitarian to people. You have or you be want to be that, but it seems hard. You might don't trust nobody right here. And so you could be very selfish with this placement or be the type who just get what you got to get and get out the way and don't care for this type of, when you got Saturn in the house of Uranus, the higher mind. So now Saturn battering the higher mind. You wanna be the best thinker, the best. You want to be the genius, and you could be when you master this placement. Be a genius, be the ultimate humanitarian. So you will go through it until you know about concepts, philosophy, till you know about scientific work, until you know about dealing with humans. You know about their souls. You know how to read people. So you could be the great psychiatrist. You could be the great in a practical way, because you show people a practical way of healing. Because you'll be clear cognizance, and you also can be a medium where you could actually talk to spirit. Because this is the house of the spiritual realm, the higher mind. Uranus deals with the universe. So, so this is the house for that. And then in this house here, when you get yourself together, you can be the best communicator like that there, right here. But you can have trouble right now as you continue to grow, communicating, connecting with people, socializing, or you could always want to chop people down because you think you're smarter than them. You feel like you don't fit in this world. Same thing with Saturn and Neptune. Sometimes these people could feel like they don't belong here. So, Saturn in the 12th house, Saturn in the 11th house could feel the same way, but in the mind, Saturn in the 12th house is more emotional, so they feel that way through what they feel. And Saturn in 11th house is more about how highly intelligent they is. They feel like they're from a whole nother world, that they got all the knowledge. So that's how it operates. So now you understand, beautiful people. But Saturn in the 10th house, they can feel like all about money. You ain't got it. They call you a poor person, a broke person all the time. So they can have the lower mind like that and call you all these names and shine because it's the 10th house. Now Saturn in the 9th house, the fiery house, they can have all the wisdom to sage and be too religion and too holier than thou. You know what I mean? Or they could want to be and they could fear being that. They could fear being in them positions and want to stay in the lower positions. So sometimes Saturn can keep people in a lower position because they trap, especially you got squares of opposition to Saturn. When dealing with careers or when dealing with Saturn in the 10th house or Saturn in the house of hustling like Taurus, sometimes it can be a hard time where they just want to working a regular job and really don't want to be in no high positions. So sometimes Saturn could keep people from being in high positions. They want to stay where they at, where they feel comfortable at. Because Saturn is all about security too. So they want to feel secure. So sometimes they can be locked in a box because Saturn deal with a box. So they have to come out the box to win. And they know this. So their time will be up soon. They don't. They can really be dead in that box because Saturn deal with death, also deal with robbery, deal with treachery, deal with greed. It deals with all of that. But ambitious, leadership, all at the same time. So having an organized mind, being neat, feeling comfortable, security means a lot. So when Saturn is in the house of Taurus, these people, it's all about their pleasures, how they feel within themselves. So they can be very isolated among people. They want to be family connected. They want this stuff they want to do. They like to be a provider, but they're great hustlers. And so they're very careful about what they do. They're very careful what they do. Like Virgo, when Saturn is in Virgo, they could be a perfectionist. You know what I mean? So they want to be very careful. This is Earth sign. Earth people are careful. So they could be slow to speak, and you might think they sound illiterate, but they don't. Or you might sound that they're too slow, but they're not. They're just careful. And sometimes Saturn do affect people's speech for real or how they speak, but they're not slow. Believe that. Saturn give them all the information because they can hold a lot within their body and their vessel. Sometimes people look for people who speak slow. They got Saturn in Taurus or Saturn in the second house. Because Taurus deal with the voice. It deals with the second house. Like Aries deal with the head. And so people with Saturn in Aries, they got problems with their head or their hair, falling out, all type of stuff, because deal with the hair. So we could talk about what Saturn can do with the body too. So now, with the voice, they have speech problems in this placement. Same thing with Saturn in the third house. They got a problem with their hands, their arms, their joints, and which is the arms and all that there, the shoulders, because Gemini, and they have a problem like don't want to speak or say things because they're scared to speak because people always chopping them down, or they can't get their point across because people too slow and people not professional or understanding enough to understand what they say, so they might don't want to say what they have to say, or they always have to battle with people. So Saturn in the fourth house, they can have a problem with their breasts, or their breasts. They got a problem with their stomach, with awesomes. But I think I'm saying it correctly. But anyway, I got Saturn in third house. Gotta practice that word, I guess. But anyway, Saturn in the fourth house, their breasts, they got problems with that. They got problems with their sex organs. You know what I'm saying? What's going on down there? They're using the bathroom or something like that. And some people have cancer with that with displacement. When you got Saturn in Leo, these people have a problem with their heart. They can have heart problems if they don't take care of their hearts. And not only heart, but their upper back. Their upper back. They got a problem with their back problems right here. Because Saturn is in this house right here. And some people have a problem with kids or don't have kids. I got Saturn in Leo. I don't have no kids. I don't have no kids. I got Saturn in Leo. Because deal with children, deal with romance. But I had a master of romance. I finally got the love of my life. See, with Saturn, it might take a while to master this placement. So Saturn in Virgo, the sixth house, they have problems with their endocrine system, the energy system, have high anxiety, going through a lot with anxiety, pain. You know what I'm saying? They could be going through some stuff. Also with their stomach hurting and all the time, have a stomach virus and stuff like that. Now Saturn and Libra, they got problems with their kidneys, their lungs, the kidneys, or problems with their endocrine system, the way the energy flow, all balance, or their mind, mental illness, mental health. So Saturn also in Gemini can have problem with mental health. And all air signs, they got problem with they can have mental problems. So the third house, 7th, and 11th house, if you might be mental health, something like that. Have problems, be psychotic. So also with Pisces, Saturn, Pisces, these people could be psychotic, go crazy. Also with water signs, yes, they could be psychotic. Also with Saturn in the fourth house. Saturn could drive you just like that. So Saturn in the eighth house, these people can have trouble uh, having orgasm. They have trouble getting their energy up, feeling sexual. So they could. I ain't saying that you are. I'm just subscribing to people is. This is why. If you is in any of these houses having problems, this is why. Look where your Saturn at. But also, there are other placements in your natal chart that can describe that too. Um, Saturn in the ninth house, these people might have trouble with their have sciatic, what they call sciatic with the hip thing, sciatic problems. But and also with the hip, you know what I'm saying, with the hips, also with their thinking, their brain clogged up, being spiritual, mind being blocked, so like that there, the pineal gland. But also people who got Saturn and Capricorn can have a problem with their joints, their bones, arthritis, all that other stuff. Same thing with Aquarius, because Aquarius got a little bit of Saturn in it, so also Uranus. So they got problems with their thoughts, the way they think cicada, think crazy, think weird, and they don't belong here, like I said. But they got a problem with their ankles and their legs. When we're dealing with Saturn and Aquarius. People got Saturn and Pisces have a problem with their feet problems, have feet problems. Also, their pineal gland, their mind gone, their mind just out of there. So they got problems with all of that. So I think I done described it enough about problems that they could have with dealing with Saturn. Saturn also deals with living alone. So let me see what the people put. I have Saturn in 11th house. Okay. Okay, I see you. I'm glad you found the love of your life. Oh, thanks, honey. Thanks, honey. Yep. I have 5 placements in the third house. I raised my daughter, my son. Yeah, I seen that part. Okay, I set banks. Yeah, but it took a while. I'm trying to show y'all how Saturn works. That's why I brought that up. I don't bring I didn't bring things up to be my ego. See, that's the thing that Saturn and Leo would explain. Cause they have a hard time. They don't want to be in their ego. I mean, so that's why like it pushed me to be a leader, but have fun with it, not be so serious. Like don't take everything serious. You know. But also that's why I said earlier in the video that Saturn and Leo or the fifth house is people when they master this placement, they will show you how to become your own leader. They don't want to be your leader. They know that you're here to be your own leader because all the stuff they went through. We would go through things that deal with leadership, that deals with authority, fight against authority figures. I did that all my life to now respect other people in their own authority who do their own thing, you know, and give respect to people who achieve. Because Leo deal with success, it deal with succeeding, it deal with fortune, it deals with being in the public's eye. So I have no problem with that. To be big, it's something I knew because Saturn, it takes a while. If you don't see me big now, if I keep on for a while, I eventually will anyway. So that's what Saturn deals with at the long process. It's a slow planet. Just like Jupiter is slow, but as you continue to grow, Jupiter will expand you in a positive way. Jupiter would like if you psychic, it'll make you super psychic. You'll grow every day. It will expand. If you don't have no family, you will expand. Your family will expand. Whatever it touch, Jupiter will expand. So look at your Jupiter planet for luck. What's your luck? And you'll see why you're lucky in it. And look for part of fortune too for that. Look for Chiron. Chiron just like Saturn. So look for that for things you go through. So Chiron just like Saturn. Your part of fortune sort of like Jupiter. Your spiritual self. This how it works. This how it works. You got your outer planets, which is mostly like your higher mind and your unique self and your spiritual self. Your outer planets is Pluto, Neptune, and Uranus. Uranus is your different self, your unique self, how different you is, and also it gives you that flavor, like that power. Like mine is in Scorpio, so I got the scope. It makes me unique and different. Break taboos of life. Don't act like nobody else. Act different. So this is the generation that I'm in. Since I got Sun conjunction to Pluto, it's connected to my Sun. So but I got Uranus trying to Jupiter and Jupiter is in the first house. Is connected to my rising signs. I mean, like right now, when I'm in the media, because it also got a connection to my midheavens, that Uranus. And so being different, higher thoughts, thinking different, having a inventive mind, coming up with something new, new solutions. So Uranus is that type of energy that everybody love because, but also can be an energy that people dislike because it's all about change and it's transforming. But this that shocking type energy when you want to shock the world. Like when I go hard, I done shocked so many people in my life because I got Uranus and Scorpio. Pluto is power. Pluto Scorpio deal with power. It deals with it's a powerful force, spiritual force, clairsentient. It feels, but also it knows. It don't ride nobody coattails. It want to do its own thing. Like you can speak on other people. Scorpio type people don't want to hear that all day because they want to feel they are it and be the dominant source. You see, that's Pluto energies also. So Uranus deal with the higher mind, so they think different. They geniuses. They geniuses. So you got that in your chart. You got the ability to be genius. Some people scared to carry out their Uranus because maybe they have a block or they have Saturn or squares, oppositions to their Uranus. So you see it in me. Everybody said it. You think different. The way you come out on your YouTube is different. So that's that Uranus. So now Saturn in I said 11, 12, 7, 8. I did all the houses. 4, second. Yeah, I did all the houses. So Saturn play. I'm gonna change the title to Saturn and all the houses and signs. You know what I mean? I'm gonna change the title after I get off this live because I just put the third house. But I put more. I did put etc., which means more. Um, Saturn is it's a good place to look. This is what people first should look at so they can see the hardship that they're going through. Saturn and Chiron. So they can know how to overcome it. They know that after a while they overcome all that. They be the best speaker. They deal with mastery, skills. They deal with status. What you want status in? Like for me, it's the mind. Status in the mind. Status in communication. Status in because it's in the third house, but also it's in Leo, so it's fun. It's being romantic, being loving, all of that there. So this is a very powerful placement right here because you can be the master, whatever you choose to. You'll go through it at first, challenges, because the third house deal with semblance, so you have problem with your semblance. I had problems with my semblance at a young age, but we still was good. But there was challenges, but we was good. We still good to this. We good to this day. But there's sometimes this problem with certain semblance. So that what this deals with. If you got Saturn in the third house or Gemini, you might have problem with your semblance. If you got it in the fourth house, you might have problems with your family or your mother or the female figures. So those who have Saturn in the fourth house, they have problems with women. If they got Pluto in the fourth house, they might, on the downside, they can be a rapist when it comes to women or be obsessed with women and don't know why they catching these charges, sexual assaults. And so it could even get that because it deal with excessive energy. So Saturn deals with having problems, and Pluto deal with being obsessive of something. So for me, I got Mercury conjunction to Pluto. My obsessiveness deal with the mind power. It deals with knowledge, researching people. That's why I take fun. Researching people without even knowing. Cause Pluto deal with secrets, so you don't know who I research and what I done found, what I done broke down. I like breaking things down, doing research. So that's what Pluto deals with. So Virgo the same way, because Virgo gonna have all the information. They got to have all the facts and all the details. So that's the two things they got in common with the research. And also Aquarius. Aquarius gonna do it in a different way. They might come up from their intuition with something and already know about the person. Same thing with Pluto. But Virgo want to have that facts and evidence. They gonna take everything, every note, facial expression, everything down. They analytical. They observe anything that's missing. So that's their gift, psychic gifts, where other people can't see. Yeah, Pluto and Virgo and healing, that's a powerful placement. So you gonna carry your strength in your powers and healing and health. So this is your power. And dealing with herbs, putting energy into herbs. Like talking to these herbs, put your hand over these herbs, like the gemstone, touching this gemstone and speaking with how you want this gemstone. Say, protect me, my ancestors. I put the energy of protection in the gemstone. Pretty much Pluto in the sixth house. And you can feel the energy rise because Pluto deals with that. So this makes you very powerful in dealing with health, healing, and serving people. So that's where your power go at. You know what I'm saying? When they say healing, they ain't just not talking about physical healing. They talking about also Pluto deals with emotions. Also deal with psychologists. So you could be a psychologist. You could be anything to the social field, social work, counseling, guides, anything that deal with healing, therapy. Therapy means healing. Like my therapy would be going out in nature. That would heal me. That made me feel good. So therapy of all kinds. Like therapy ain't only just people speaking, it's also what you do, like music, something that's healing, something that feels good, something that heal your soul. So when we talk about the Pluto energy, is very powerful. You know what I mean? I got this conjunctive to my sun, so it's automatic conjunctive to right now this Libra shine. It's also to my the way I think, Mercury, Pluto. But also, what's crazy about this, I got Sun sextile and Neptune. That's my potential. I already opened that up. All I had to do activate it. Pluto made it easy for me to activate the Neptune. So Mercury sextile to Neptune too. So Pluto made it easy for me to do that. Once you got planets like Pluto, it makes it easy for you to do that. You're already doing that. So Neptune gonna add on easy for me to do that. Be creative. I'm super creative. I like films. I like making videos. Neptunian people, they good with fantasy. They good with the mind. They good. They know how to make a move in their mind. Like for example, I'm gonna give y'all an example. Y'all gonna love this. Uh, when I talk to my girl, she got a lot of Neptune in her chart too. That's dominant in her chart. So I already got Neptune as some of my dominant planet plus my mid heavens, which is Pisces. Um, I'm good at fantasizing of people characters, like talking about people character and creating characters in my mind. She can feel it. She'll laugh. And she'll laugh real hard because she can feel it. And we can picture what I'm saying. But other people, if I tell them that, a lot of them can't picture that because they can't feel it or they can't see it. See what I'm saying? I just like, okay, coming to America. It's so funny. Like, can you picture somebody, can you just see somebody just in your family who act like some of them characters? And you go to laughing. But other people be like, you might be like, okay, you act like Eddie Murphy. Some people might not see the humor in that, but you might see it because you could picture your cousin or somebody acting like Eddie Murphy. So that's the type of energy I'm talking about, like that. They can see, picture, and feel. Like stuff can feel so real to me because I got all that water. I can like be so like I could talk to my baby and we be so in love to her because I can feel it. I can feel it. And it makes me feel like she really there. So feelings can actually make you feel like you're really there. I'm just using it for example. You can actually feel like this is real. And this is why people go through emotions a lot. Because they need to put their mind first. I'm glad I got Libra there to help me to control myself. 'Cause sometimes what you don't know, beautiful people, and I always speak the real, is that I done been through emotions. And that's why I like watching stuff like when that dude in Florida, what he did to that homeless guy. He was a young dude. He had money anyway. He went around killing homeless people. I got so emotional. That's what you didn't see until I tell you. A lot of people don't see that because it's in the home. It's cancer. But also Neptunian energy. I got all that a part of me. So, water dominates. So I'm going through it. I even shedding tears. Cause to me, I'm like, why you kill a homeless person? Why a homeless person? They can't do nothing. You walk around assassinating homeless people. So I really got into my feelings. So I had to bring Virgo, that Virgo energy, that Earth, and a Libra out to help me to control myself. To give me reason and logic to my intuition or to my feelings. So logic and reason helps out too. Your intelligence helps out too. So you can't have intuition without intelligence. And so it brought understanding. I said, you can't do nothing about that. You know what I'm saying? I had to think of all that and let it go, let it go. Because there's a lot of things in the world. So once we master ourselves to the point But we don't be so emotional. We gonna be emotional, but we master it. Be good. Some people cold. Some people have a little emotion. Some people have a lot of emotion. But it's all about mastering them emotions. Some people you will never see their emotions. Some people you do. But when you on the media, you can't put out display all them emotions like that unless you telling the real story like what I'm doing. You can't just display emotions on some BS. Especially by if you was tough or gangster because you're gonna get knocked down. Because they all about being in their lower world. But back on topic. The Neptune energy, the picture graphic, the video man, holographic, it's some of the most creative people there is, Neptune and Venus. Venus is the female aspects of that with it. So they're gonna be very like when you think of African culture, you think of Aset or you think of Isis. So Venus gonna be that love effect to it. So the difference between Venus and Neptune is that Venus is more balanced. Neptune is higher. So it's gonna be more aggressive to need balance. Since Venus already balanced, Venus gonna be more in the right of mind than Neptune. Neptune gonna be so high up there they need to come down some. Cause Neptune is in both worlds. So once it get itself right, it be just like Venus. Cause Venus already there, like that there, cause deal with the middle, it deal with the heart. Venus deal with the heart, Taurus and Libra. So it deal with love. And Neptune deal with the higher mind, the pineal gland. So Neptune got to balance it out with proper thinking, proper thoughts. So, well, they both are psychic. All female planets is psychic. All female planets is it, beautiful people. It don't matter, or signs. Earth and water are definitely psychic. All energy is psychic in their own way. Because any female aspects, Earth like Mother Earth, Mother Nature, water. So I want you to understand that. So of course Virgo would be. Of course Taurus would be. Capricorn too. Well, it's just that Earth sign be more to the Earth element a lot of times than the other than their planetary element. Like, for example, Virgo might be the one that's balanced though, because they got that Mercury there. The Mercury gonna be there. They're gonna feel that Mercury. Saturn gonna hit hard though, you know what I'm saying? So but Saturn correlates with the Earth. So that would make some more earthly. Venus, love pleasure, love things. It is when the earth element there, they really want it in their hand. They really want to have sex for real. Like Libra can have it in their mind all day. Libra they ain't got to have physical sex. Taurus really got to have it because Earth. Aquarius can fantasize in their mind all day without having sex. And you'd be like, wow, they don't like sex. But they is having sex in their mind because they're already thinking of it and they catch an orgasm through their mind. So a Virgo could do that too, either or, because Virgo got the Mercury there. But Gemini, they gonna have it. Gemini wild child. Gemini is wild child. There's too much air, make them so off the chain. So they need that balance. Um, so that's just how it works. Basically, you can put it together yourself. So okay, beautiful people, I love y'all. Let me read these comments first. I might have more comments. My bad. It's Virgo. Virgo in the sixth house is the sixth Libra. Virgo is the sixth house. Okay. Glad you found it. I love y'all. It's a clean breakdown. Thank you. Appreciate y'all. I love y'all. Gotta get up out of here. I love y'all. Catch y'all till next time. Anything y'all need to know, just comment. Like any video y'all want me to make, I'd love doing it because I done broke down all the I done did all of astrology. I just do it because it's fun. This whole channel got every placement almost you need except the minor aspects. So with this being said, I'm out, beautiful people. Ashe.